hunting after a gazelle or an antelope is not because of the blood of the animal, but because of the fact that the animal is running. So the lion needs the vitality, and what makes the animal run is the fact that the animal is consuming air. So the lion is running after the air that moves the animal. This is why the lion is associated with Or HaChaya. Or HaChaya, one second. Or HaChaya. Or HaChaya is the light of wisdom. One second, I have to move the letters. Second. Or HaChaya. Or HaChaya. What animates us is the light of wisdom.
This is why we feel alive when we are studying the Torah and listen to
Yes,
the secrets.
yes. This is where when we are most alive, when we are meeting those ideas, conversation with people who also interested in those ideas, we feel in our most potential, because here, all of us here, this is what we are dealing with. The crown of creation, the letter Yod is like a crown. It's like a little crown. And this is the crown of creation, is the divine wisdom. Because in a way, the divine wisdom is beyond space and time. In a way, here there's, I can make it little diagonal. Yes, and I can also move the hay here. So this is space and time. But this is beyond space and time. Even the hay sometimes depends how we look, because the hay, the show, the bull or the ox, this is why it has like double meaning in English. Sometimes we can consider the hay also here, but this, the letter Yod, the divine wisdom, this is also is named in the language of the sages as Olam Atzilut, the nobility. I mean, this is how they say world of nobility. To deal with the divine wisdom is to deal with the divine nobility. Atzilut, Atzilut here. This is why the a lion is the king of the animals, is the higher expression of vitality. And please pay attention to the word Aryeh, Aryeh, which has a value of 216. Is it right? Can you check me? 1,
Yes,
200.
it's right.
Yes, yes. And Avir, we were saying that the lion run after the gazelle, not because of the blood of the gazelle, because while the gazelle is running, she is consuming air, and he needs the air to burn. He is fire. Wisdom is fire. And please pay attention. The value of lion is 216. The value of the word air, avir, avir. Please pay attention to the relation of air and avir. I write here avir in English letters and air. Please pay attention. Without the V, yes? Do you see the relation? The value of air, avir, is 217. So you see the relation. Lion, 216. He needs air. He needs the one. Do you see why he's after living animal? Do you understand this kind of thinking? Or it's hard?
It's interesting, and to open more the the vessel. May I ask you something?
Yes, yes,
If it's possible to make a connection,
yes,
because I was thinking about the levels of perception of reality,
yes,
and I was remembering about the Pardes.
yes,
I don't know if it's possible to connect these,
yes.
you know, the lion with the sword, and also what happens to the four sages, because only one
Mm,
could survive. Only Javier Akiva could survive
mm,
to this challenge.
mm,
So it seems that the connection with this lion, it's not something easy to make. You know.
mm.
So I don't know. I don't know if it fits. Makes sense. This question it
There
about the
is a relation between the word pardes. Pardes in English is an orchard, and there it's not just orchard; it's also abbreviation. Pardes is not just an orchard; it's abbreviation. Abbreviation of pshat, simple reading of the Bible, simple level. Remez, to look at the Bible as representing hints. Daled as drash, story or allegory. Yes, a little story that we can learn from, story that we can learn from. And samech for sod, secret. There are four lenses, different kind of lenses, from which we can read the biblical story. But the sages, they have dispute, which is higher. The simple is the higher, or the secret is the higher. This is like the sages, they have dispute. But as we can see, there is parallel lens between the four layers of reading the Bible. And as we remember, there are four rivers, which what? In the Genesis, you remember the story? And the river goes out of
out of
Eden.
Eden.
It's
Yes.
the same thing. Same. Because what? Everything is coming to describe. Look at our fingers. We have a palm, right palm. Yes, we have one thumb, and the river goes out of Eden, one thumb, and it splits to four heads, and we have four simple fingers. In the same manner, there are four lenses of which we can read the biblical story. Simple, or just represent hints, or just to try to tell us a story, like allegory, or in a secret form. What we are doing basically is we are looking at this level of secret. And and here we can see in a way the relation of the wine. Yesterday we were discussing the wine, the blessing of Jacob to his son Judah. Here, here. Yain, wine, has the value of 70, but also secret has the value of 70. And the sages say, and you know, and if people drink a bit of wine, they become chatty. In a way, they say in Hebrew, enter wine enters and the secret goes out. There is a parallel relation because when people are comfortable and they don't guard so much, and they feel comfortable, they drink a bit of wine, they relax a bit, they feel secure, they start to chat. So we say uh, wine enters and secret goes out. And we can see what is happening because 70 plus 70 in a lateral thinking is 140 or 1 to 4.
It's interesting that Plato says
Yes.
this. He has that uh, famous quote there from Plato that is "In vino veritas,"
Yes.
in
In
the
Vinovet
wine,
comes
right?
true. Yes. It comes when we drink a bit of wine. Yes.
And veritas emet, it's 144, right? So
Yes. Very good, Emmett. Emmett. Very good. How we spell veritas? See?
let's
Yes. Fernando. Check it. Yes. Veritas. Veritas. Social.
IET.
I 1 second. I'll move to the again. Yes.
I you already wrote ver, right? It was
Yes.
correct, that beginning.
V.
So V
Yes.
E
E.
R I, we have, yes.
V. E. I did not hear the rest. 1 second. I'll check it. Veritas. Yes. I hope. Yes. Meaning truth. Veritas. Like we hear it. Yes. Veritas. Thank you. Truth emit is 144. So we see here 1 4 and another 4 is emit. Yes. Questions so far? Jill, questions?
I'm just listening and and learning from you guys.
Thanks.
Eddie,
Yes.
did you tell us about the garments of Judah why they were in red?
Yes. Yes. Why is the garment of Judah red?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Yes. Judah, you remember that I was mentioning yesterday the spheres. Let's go again. I will move with the board and I will make another drawing and remind us all about the relation. Also because this tree of spheres describes everything. This is the tree of life, so it describes everything. So we shall do another tree here and we shall explain why Judah is. You ask about the color of Judah. Yes?
The
Why is it red?
yeah, the cloth, the clothes.
Yes. So let's make another tree. And here we shall write the names of people because here we have 7. Yes, 7. And here, this is Jacob. And Jacob, how many tetragrammaton? Do you remember? 7
It's
times
8.
26.
Itzhak,
Yes.
it's 8. Jacob is 7, right? Jacob is 7.
Yes.
Yes.
Yitzhak is 8. Isaac is here. Yes. Okay. 1 second. One after the other. 726 is Jacob. Joseph here is 626. And Judah is here. Judah is in a way 26 on 4 letters. So we consider Judah as 26. And you were asking, yes, why is Judah associated with the red color? Is that right? Charles? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Why are the clothes red in, is it blood?
Yes, because here we have bina, understanding, and here we have malchut. Maybe I will change the colors that we could see the difference between here. Make it dark a bit. The bina is also named Eretz Edom. Eretz Edom, Eretz Edom, Eretz Edom. This is the Zohar we find that the bina is named Eretz Edom. And here we have also the last letter Hey, Malchut. And there is a resemblance. You see, this is the letter Hey, and this is the letter Hey. And the Malchut, in a way, mirrors understanding. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if it mirrors understanding, and understanding is Eretz Edom, the earth of Edom, or the red earth, and Malchut is mirroring Eretz Edom. So Malchut is red. Plus, we say that according to the vision of Ezekiel, Adam is here, and Adam, human, and Adam. You see, Adam? Do you see? Do you understand this kind of thinking, or not so much?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense. There is a verse in Isaiah. I will ascend on higher. I shall resemble to the higher. I shall ascend to the clouds and shall be resembled to the higher. Edame, Edame resemble. Edame le'elyon, resemble to higher. Edame, Edame, be resemble to. Edame, to be resemble. Edame, also from Adama, earth. Slowly, it's a lot. Do you see sometimes in TV that the queen, before the queen, how do you say, receives guests, they open the red carpet, they descend from the airplane, there's a reception at the airport, or sometimes there's a press conference, so they open a red carpet. Why? Why is that so?
I would think that it would be because they know that they're receiving royalty.
Yes, yes, excellent, excellent. They're receiving royalty. Excellent. And Judah needs desperately the spirit of Joseph, like the lion needs the gazelle. Joseph is 6 times the 26. He is the Vav. He is the spirit. He is the spirit in the heart. And Judah, the Hay, the Nefesh, which is in the liver, what the nefesh need? The air. He desperately needs the air. This is in a way why he consumes Joseph, because it's not so much about the hatred between brothers, because all of these names we are having in ourselves. The animated part in us, which lives in the liver, the most
It's
lower part. Yes,
it's
yes, Fernando.
beautiful. It's amazing what you are saying, and I just want to ask a question. If I understood it right, it's like we all have this thirsty for life, for the spirit.
Yes, yes,
But the relationship with the spirit usually it's a confrontation. We want to dominate the spirit. We want to put it in
yes,
Egypt. We want to put it in a box where we can open the box and he will be there, in the matter.
yes,
This is idolatry, like idolatry.
yes,
We would
yes,
like to put
yes,
the spirit on a cage. And so could we say that this is the idea in the secret level, that Judah was immature. He wants to put the spirit in Mitzrayim, in Egypt,
yes,
where he can make money, where he can, sell the spirit. And
yes. He thinks he can put it in a box. He can store the spirit. He can own the spirit. He
wow,
can't. And the proof to this is in the next chapter. In the next chapter, after selling Joseph, the chapter starts Genesis 38. Vayered Yehuda me'et Echav. He just descend from leading his brothers because he considered to be a king, and he takes a woman. He takes a woman, taking uh, like we find in Genesis 6 before the flood, that they were taking women, not with consent. Please pay attention. Not like Abraham sent Eliezer to the house of his family to bring a wife to his son. And Eliezer said, but if the girl would not like to come with me, what shall I do? And Abraham says, you are clean from my vow. If the girl, the lady, the maiden would not give her consent, you are free. You don't have to bring a bride to my son. It's about consent. But Judah, after selling Joseph, he takes a wife by power. And on top of this, she gives birth to three sons, um, El, Onan, and Sheila. After this, he even takes a wife to his son. He takes a wife again with force, not with consent. When he takes Tamar, he takes her, not his son asking for her hand. Why, in a civilized culture, we call it civilization, to ask the hand of the bride? Why is this kind of in in most of the culture there is like how do you say, there is a consent to ask the hand of the bride, consent, not from enforcement. So he takes a woman to himself, and then he takes by force a woman to his son, and the consequences of taking by force is that his wife dies, and then both of his sons are dying from has the last to govern. And what is the price of it? Everybody's dying.
Amazing, really amazing.
The spirit, it's very interesting. Even with animals, we can see that. Even with the cats, it's it's unlikely with a dog. With a dog, people can bribe, put a steak next to a dog, and you can bribe a dog. And this is a deep learning. We did not learn deeply about the nature of a dog and the nature of a cat, and why the word cat does not appear in the Bible. There's also the dog appears, but the cat does not appear. So it's very deep. It's not by chance that the word cat do not appear in the Bible. But a cat we cannot buy. A cat has a free spirit, and if the cat uh, wants a relation, the cat will approach, and we can sometimes try to connect and lift a hand if the cat smells and gives consent, and so they have the language of communication. But taking wives, taking women by power, educating children with shouting, educating, governing, this is not love.
The feminine is the number 4, right? It's everything that
Yes,
is passive.
yes,
When you have a Baal relationship, like you said once, like the
yes,
hierarchical relationship, it breaks, it brings death, it brings
yes. Owning the Baal relation, owning women and children brings death. Everything is being destroyed. The first unit of life is being destroyed. It's like an atom bomb. People think that atom bomb is something which is very, very dangerous. If people go to a lab and but is what is more dangerous is human relations, much more. If people think that they own other people, own animals, and so love does not work like this. Also mystery that contains love in it.
I love it, Eti. It's
Love.
thank you so much for opening, because this relationship with the spirit, it's quite something about how can we be in relationship with it. Is it's not owning or
No.
we deserve it. It's like to adorn and to escort, and this is why it's
Yes,
feminine. This is why it's Shekhinah.
yes.
It's not by force.
Mm. Yesterday, following the conversation on Slack, I checked the Zohar, and I was looking for the keywords that were mentioned on Slack. And Hamelech HaMashiach, the King, the Messiah, is basically the Nukba, the Shekhinah. This is amazing thing. This is amazing. The King, the Messiah is the feminine. Jill,
Yes,
do you hear?
yes, I'm listening. I'm taking notes. I've learned a lot today. I'm filling in some blanks that
Mm.
slowly.
Because the King, the Messiah is the conversation. sicha, siach, sicha. Sicha is feminine with hey, or siach, and word milah, milah in Hebrew ends with hey is also feminine. Milah word. So, and the word is carrying by the air, by the emptiness. Let's try like divers talking to the waters. Let's dive under the water and speak to the water. Could we hear the words under the water?
No.
No.
No. We need air. We need emptiness. We need emptiness. This is why the psalm says, the voice of the Lord is on the water. Kol Hashem alamayim. It needs air. The air is above the water, and the voice of the divinity is above the water. People that have a lot of self-importance, like narcissists, they cannot listen. They can only talk. They don't have sense of emptiness inside. They have the sense of the one, I am, but they don't have the sense of zero. They able, the nothingness. So the more silence we have inside, the more nothingness. And how do we create nothingness? By evacuating our life from unnecessary stuff, like running TV in the background. Because if the TV is always running with pictures and breaking news and sounds and commercial, we always like our senses are in alert and we cannot rest. And there's like we have to guard. So to filter the noises and to be in nature and contemplate and always preparing the house, our cabinets, what we don't wear, to take out what we don't use, just to air and always let the spirit be friend with us. By by preparing her a nest, like bird make a nest, and we making from ourselves a nest in which the spirit could come and dwell. And then we have a conversation and we can share conversations with friends and write letters and so on.
So that would be like getting rid of all the distractions in your life that keeps you off focus.
Yes, yes. It takes time. Yes, to take um, care of those distractions like that are shadowing, uh, come like a barrier uh, between us and this emptiness and the listening. Because life is simple, but we grew all of us in like cultures that bombard us with TVs and nonstop radio, and everything is working at the same time, and try to isolate, do one thing at a time and listen. And usually we're growing into to become someone, be someone, be an architect, be a special doctor, and we are educated to be someone, to be aligned. And it's not that we go through the day with a line like at 5, like executives, they have a secretary, she tells you at 5 he does this, at 6, at 7 everything is stuffed with material. No, we just stand and we ask ourselves, okay, we are in the middle here, what can I do in this time? Here, what can I do in this time? Here, what is good to do in this unit of time? Here, what can I do in this time? We always ask questions in relation to what is standing in front of us. And regardless of where we are, yes, in which continent, language, work, and so we ask, and there's a relation of questioning and
Hello?
answering. Yes, Fernando? Hello? Do you hear? Do you have a sound? I'm sorry. Fernando, do you hear? Hello? Hello, do you hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
I cannot hear.
Can
Charles?
Yeah.
can you?
Jill?
I can hear you.
Okay. So the sound was not disconnected. Just being simple, doing one thing at a time. Questions so far?
I just did have I guess statement about that because the more that I try to focus, the more I do have to get rid of things in my life that's causing me to be distracted, and it has taken a long time, but and it's still a ways to go because there's a lot of distractions where I live at.
Mhm. Yes, yes. It's a journey. It's a journey to remove. Yes, you're right. It's a journey, but slowly. I think this morning I read a beautiful quote in a book from the Middle Ages. The sages already dealt with this question: what is the purpose of human? What is the purpose of mankind? And the answer is very simple. The answer is that human will connect to the higher with their thoughts, meaning the divine spirit is always around us and tries to communicate to us. And the purpose of our being here is to be in an intimate relation with the higher. They already answer this question, and this is being done by conversation, learning, research, and listening. And this is the nature of the eighth day. This is why Abraham, in a way, uh, binded his son to bind the creation, not to let the four overcome us. The four. The binding of Isaac is to bind the hand, so to speak, the arms and the legs, that the four will not take over like a running horse that has four legs. That the running horse will not take over the soul. The mechanical part of us will not take over. This is why Abraham was asked to bind Isaac, to stop the mechanical thing, because he was active in the root of things. What he did, he acted in the root, in the spiritual root, to ensure us a way. You can always remember this way. We have, each and every one of us has to put a barrier to, or a border, or a limit to the mechanical, because it's not about the mechanical of things. The purpose of our being here is to be in intimate connection with the spirit. This is it. And we're approaching this.
Amen.
Questions or thoughts or impressions?
My thought is that just that I feel like um, I don't even know. I can't even explain it now. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like I know that this is where I've been wanting to be headed to, and so finally I
Mm.
feel like okay, there's some things that I can let go of, and because I feel like maybe I'm headed in the right direction, if that makes any sense at all.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah. You're most welcome. Most welcome. And please feel free to write and communicate on Slack. It is very important because every question or expression that you write opens many doors and for me to research and to bring to mirror back to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you so much. It was amazing, this journey. Thank you, Jill, Charles, Karen, and Andrea.
Thank you so much for coming here today, and we could meet here tomorrow at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you so much. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.